Welcome to day 15 of our BU 365-day challenge. Horne-Ellstrom here. And today in our SOAP framework, we're going to look at the A. And in order to do that, we're going to do something called the urine analysis. I know, urine analysis for PA, meaning physical action. A in our framework stands for action. Nothing happens unless we actually do something, take some action. So in order to know what action to take, we have to have a decision-making tool or a way of comparing unlike alternatives. So yesterday, hopefully, like me, and I spelled something on my sheet today, so I'll have to be careful with it, but hopefully like me yesterday, you brainstormed a list of, I did 20, I quit at 20 different possible ways I could get to my interim weight by my birthday, or ways that could possibly help me to get there faster and more successfully. So I picked 3 alternatives, and they boiled down to movement, exercise, diet, I hate that word, so I use nutrition. What am I going to actually consume and eat? Fuel, I guess we could call it fuel. And then supplements, what am I going to do to supplement? Because I guarantee I'm not going to eat all the things that I need to make my body strong and healthy. So if we're doing the urine analysis on those 3 alternatives, you'll do it. Your action item today will be to do this analysis on the 3 items that you picked yesterday so you can decide which one to take action on. Now, a lot of times when I'm going through the SOAP framework, I don't need to do a fancy decision-making tool or use any tool at all to decide what I'm going to take action on. A lot of times when we brainstorm a list, something will pop out and we'll know exactly what to do and we'll just go do it. It's when it's more complicated and there's alternatives and we're having a hard time deciding among them. I learned this is actually a combination. The urine analysis is actually a combination of a couple of different tools that I've used over my corporate career and over my businesses. I think urgent and important was one of those grids. I can't remember who even did it or where I learned it. I learned it decades ago. But you would look at alternatives and you would evaluate them on, are they urgent or are they important? If something is urgent but not important, you would prioritize it differently than if it's something is urgent and important. And we could talk about this for probably an hour. What's the difference between urgent and important? That is up to you to decide. You get to define each of these terms in the urine analysis. They are, and you're going to evaluate them, and I've got a key here. Urgent resources, meaning how much resources are required to do the thing that you're looking at and evaluating. Like how much resources I need, and we'll go through, I'll actually do mine with you so that you know how I evaluate it and you can decide how you're going to evaluate it. So how many resources is it going to take? How much time and energy, and actually energy and effort is another category. The E in the urine analysis is how much energy or effort am I personally going to have to expend to this? Resources include other people that might help with the project, but energy and effort is specifically toward me. How much energy and effort is it going to take me to do this one thing? Now, when we're talking about our physical being, guess what? Most of it lands on us, right? Nobody can exercise for us. I guess you can get in different tanks and on different exercise equipment, but you actually have to go get on that equipment or get in that sauna or hot tub, etc. Important, again, urgent and important are slightly different, right? Something can be urgent. It's urgent and important that I take care of my children or my grandchildren. It's urgent that I actually take care of myself and eat and exercise and brush my teeth and have good hygiene, etc. It's important that okay, we'll go through it as I go through an example. And then necessary, again, it's just another slightly different tweak. Is something important, urgent, and necessary. Now, it might be really, really necessary, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it. So it's necessary on a scale to do the thing and make sure it gets done. It's necessary that the dishes get done, the bathroom gets cleaned, the housework gets cleaned and done. It's absolutely unnecessary who does it, right? It doesn't matter who does the task or job. It just matters that it gets done to a certain level of satisfaction. So we're going to take our 3 alternatives, or how many ever you want to. You can actually run all of your alternatives through this. Just make a bigger spreadsheet or use a bigger piece of paper. But I'm just going to do 3 for illustrative purposes, and it's quicker. And I will take my 3 and answer the questions for each of the 3 alternatives. And that's how we compare unlike alternatives. I'm going to do it right in my little notebook, so I've actually got it done, and I'll talk through it with you as we do it. So for example, I just create this little framework in my journal, my BU 365-day challenge journal. It's very messy because it's my writing and I can't see that well. And I should grab a pen so I can actually do it as we're talking through it. So the first alternative is movement or exercise. The second alternative is fuel, nutrition, diet, what I eat, consumption, I guess. And then the third is supplements. What kind of supplements? You know, some people will just go to the doctor and get a diet pill and then boom, they'll lose the weight. Is that a long-term result? Probably not. So, is it urgent that I exercise? And I like to, there's two different ways we can do this. You can do it on a scale of 1 to 10, and then whatever has the highest number, that's the alternative you could decide to go with. Again, we can always override what the tool tells us to do if we have a gut instinct or a feeling that we should do something else first. So maybe I need to do research before I do any of these things. And so the action I know I'm really going to take is to go do some research and get some information, or go get a physical or something from a doctor before I do any of this. But for illustrative purposes, let's run through my example. So exercise. Is exercise, diet, or supplementation the most urgent? And I like to give the highest number to the most urgent, most important, and most necessary thing, and the highest number to the least resources and the least amount of energy and effort. That way I can pick the highest number, and that gives me the result that I'm looking for. So is diet, exercise, or supplementation most urgent? You know, this is a tough one because I mean, my health, diet, exercise, supplementation, I don't know. So I would like to give them all the same, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say nutrition. I'm going to say exercise, movement is the most urgent, so I'm going to give that a 3. I'm going to say nutrition second and supplementation third. So that I give those a 3, a 2, and a 1. Resources, how many resources is it going to take me to exercise? None, because I can just do it. I can just start moving. Nutrition, well, I have to buy and pay for food. And supplementation, I have to buy and pay for. Supplementation is actually more expensive, in my experience, than my regular diet and things that I eat and consume. So I'm going to give supplementation a 1, nutrition a 2, and exercise a 3. Because remember, urgent, the most goes to the highest number. Resources and energy, the highest number goes to the least amount of resources required. Is it important? Is it important that I exercise and move? Well, for me personally, in my situation, absolutely. But it's only a 2 because it's less important than fuel, right? If I don't eat and get some fuel in my body, I won't have energy to do anything. So I'm going to give a 2, a 3, and a 1 to supplementation. Is the thing that I'm looking at the option necessary? So is exercise necessary? Well, I got to eat. So I'm going to give the 3 to nutrition or fuel or diet. I'm going to give the 2 to exercise and the 1 to supplementation, because it's not necessary that I supplement. It helps because we don't usually get, especially when we're dieting, the things that we need in the foods that we consume. Our food, in my opinion only, has become food-like substances in the most part. It's not really food in its natural state. Okay, and then energy and effort. Remember, that's how much of my energy and effort is going to be required. Well, exercise is going to take the most energy and effort on my part, right? So that gets a 1. Because remember, resources and energy, it's just the opposite of urgent, important, and necessary in terms of the highest number. Nutrition, energy, and effort, I'm going to give that a 2, because you got to make meals and stuff. It's pretty easy to do a supplement and just pack a pill. So I'm going to give that a 3. So then what I do is I add them all up and see which one has the biggest number. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 4, 7, 10, 12. They're pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7. So of exercise, nutrition and supplementation, diet is first, right? The nutrition is first. So I'm going to circle that, and that's what I'm going to choose to take action on first. So what am I going to do? I'm actually going to research what is the best eating plan for me. That's going to be my action item today. So all we're going to do is apply this urine analysis for our action item today to your 3 alternatives. Pick one, and then share in the comments below just one action that you're committed to taking on that alternative, that option. List one thing that you're going to do, take action on today. So today, sometime today, hanging out with my granddaughter, I'm going to find the time and energy to research what is the best fuel, nutrition, diet, whatever you want to call it. I don't like the word diet. I don't know anybody that likes the word diet. It's got the word die in it. None of us want to die, especially those that have tried it before. So I'm going to write down research nutrition and the best eating plan for me. And I want to make it a lifestyle changing thing, right? I want to figure out what are the things that I should consume on a regular basis. What are the things I should not consume? And I think we all pretty much know these things, right? Processed food, sugar, too much salt, sweets, alcohol. We know what to consume, but I'm going to actually research and get some data so that I can have a plan, because if I plan, I'm much more likely to succeed than if I just try to wing it over the next 2 months. I guarantee if I don't have a plan and I don't take action on it over the next 2 months, I will weigh the exact same or more than I do right now. And that is not the direction I want to be going in as I fill that gap. All right, any questions about the urine analysis? Hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Have fun with this. It's a fun exercise. Even the name, urine analysis, is fun, right? I guess this is coming from a chronic pain kidney person that used to have to always go get urine analysis and blood tests and things. All right, have a great day. Plus, fits with COVID and soap, right? Cleaning up our act, being healthy, etc. And PA is also physician's assistant. I wish you an amazing day. Bye.